how do you create something that immediately that resonates with people? How are you able to write that way?
Well, you tell the truth. I remember when I was suffering with depression, when I was younger, I was married, got young children, very depressed, trying to read books and trying to find out what was wrong with me. I was tortured by depression. I remember looking at books and reading things and thinking I need to find the truth, and none of them were giving me the truth. I was reading stuff and thinking, this isn't honest. They're not telling the truth here. I need someone to tell me why I feel like this, and they weren't doing it. And I remember thinking way back then, when I find the truth, I'm going to tell everybody. So when I eventually did go on the doors and confront my fears, and I built a pyramid of fears and climbed up it and became a bouncer. When I found the truth, I decided I'm going to write a book and I'm going to tell the whole truth. And I remember my elder brother, Ray, who was also a writer, he read the first draft of Watch My Back and he said to me, "Are you sure you want to release this?" And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because you're so vulnerable in this." And I said, "Yeah, but what's the point of doing a book if I can't be vulnerable? Who's it going to help if I can't be vulnerable?" I didn't realise, Brian, but I'd actually triggered on the secret to the tree of life. There's an old saying in Judaism that says, the master sets the table for the servant before he eats himself. In other words, if we want to know something, if we want to find something, find somebody that needs it more than us, and it will be given to you. So we receive in order to share. Now, I did that by accident because I just thought there must be loads of kids out there who are suffering like me, waking up at 4 a.m. in a cold sweat with their wife next to them in bed asleep, who can't help you, and your children next door, and you can't explain to them why you're so depressed, and the doctor who wants to give you pills because he doesn't know the answer either, and you are surrounded by people and nobody seems to want to help you, or they can't help you, or they either don't know the truth, or they can't articulate the truth, or they're too afraid to say the truth. So I had to have the courage to tell the truth. That's all I do, really. I pick up on the rhythm of Coventry's a very poetic city. I pick up on the rhythm. I love the dialogue. We spoke about it, I love sound. The Japanese call it kotodamagaku, the use of magic sound. In Egyptology, they call it heka, same thing, magic sound. So I picked up on that rhythm and recognized it wasn't just the words and just the truth, it was about the rhythm. The rhythm can be healing. I was talking to one of your lads out there, James, and he said he read Watch My Back in one sitting. It's 120,000 words. But it's because the rhythm is pleasing and it's easy and it's full of truth. But you know it's full of truth when you're scared to share it. When you're scared to give it out to somebody, when you're scared to let somebody read it, when you're scared to publish it, you know you've hit truth. And the truth means going inside yourself like a pin in a crab shell and pulling out the last vestments of sin or error or duplicity or fear, whatever it is that you're hiding from, whatever it is that's inside you, whatever parasite's in there, you find it, you pull it out, and you transfer that onto the page. You transfer the truth, and it becomes, you transferring the material into the spiritual. You transforming the dark into the light. So I was taking all of these fears, all of these depressions, all of these kind of conflicting, divided voices, and I was putting them onto the page. I was exposing them to light, and I was giving them life outside of me. I'll tell you a story that I've never told anybody. With Romans, I had a voice in my head. My tummy was playing up, my stomach was really bad. And I started to communicate with this element in me, or this elemental. And I said, "What do you want?" He says, "You know what I want." I said, "Articulate what you want." I said, "I can feel you in me. I can feel you there. What do you want?" He said, "I want life outside of you. I want life eternal outside of you." And I said, "And how do you want that?" He said, "You know how I want it." And I said, "You want me to write Romans?" But I said, "I've already written Romans 12:20. Then it clicked. There's a bigger story. Romans 12:20 was about a short version of Romans, which was about the conflict of a person that's been abused at the age of 11 and is displacing it violently at the age of 30 or 40. But there are other elements. It wanted me to talk about the relationship with people, why people deny that you've been abused, because they're afraid of it. The police, you know, maybe family, maybe friends, maybe this internal voice that says, you're getting a lot of mileage out of this, aren't you? And so it wanted life outside of me. So I was working with Paul and Ludwig Shamazian, who, as you know, I love. They're visionary, and they wanted to give me notes. And I said, I don't want any notes. I don't need any notes. This element inside me knows what it wants to say, and I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to say it. And I'm going to put in all the things that I'm afraid to put in, the things that I'm afraid for my wife to read, the things that I'm afraid for my agent to read, the things that I'm afraid to put out into the public. I'm going to put the whole lot down.